How you put a hit on your own vice president?
Right, Khan.
The man basically put out a damn assassination order.
Right.
On his, they might as well did him like they did JFK.
Right, right.
They must as well took a rifle and take Mike's print down to the Capitol and shot him. You know what I'm saying?
It is funny. We talked about this before. How the Most High give you last names or names, and it ends up being funny, like Wiener and all of the. Pence is like it's English money. It's for like a penny or it's a coin.
Right.
So Trump treated him like a pence.
Right.
Like a little like he ain't worth a he's not worth a pence.
Right. The man's Yo, the man put out, how do you put an assassination out on your own vice president?
Right.
Even though they've done it.
Right.
I mean, they killed Lincoln.
Right.
They killed JFK. You know what I'm saying? They tried to kill Reagan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those were all assassinations. Reagan was that was Senior Bush all the way.
Yeah.
That tried to kill Reagan because he wanted to come into office earlier.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But this is that Roman Empire spirit.
Right.
The Caesars
That's right.
and the governors assassinating each other.
Yeah,
when each other, same thing.
When you look into those Caesars, they all used to off each other, man.
Yeah,
they used to off each other, man.
That's why
Caligula, Vespasian, Nero, all them Caesars, they all like did each other dirty.
They did each other dirty.
Yeah.
That's why I always like to quote that movie Above the Law too.
Right.
Because remember in that movie they went to kill the senator.
Right.
And that's what Steven Seagal, he told the other politician, he was like, so we kill our senators now? He's like, well, why not? The Romans did it.
Right.
So he started telling on himself, man. Like it tell you in Psalms that the Lord would make their own tongue to fall upon themselves.
You know, one of them, I think during the pandemic lockdown earlier when it first happened back in April and March. Khan. They, I was binge watching all the history channels on the Caesars. Right. And it goes to show you how off them Caesars are, because I think it was Caligula, he used to have these wild parties where it was a bunch of children, like parties with a bunch of 9-year-old boys, 9 to 11-year-old boys, and he would have anal sex with them and then throw them off a cliff. That was like a form of entertainment. But that's what led up to his death, because he even offended some of the Edomites in there. Some of the other Roman he would go have these parties on this high mountain, bang these little boys in the butt, and then throw them off a cliff for his enjoyment. And it offended him. That's led up to it. This dude is too off. We gotta kill him.
Yeah, that's why. Even when you read about Nero. Right. Nero Caesar used to do that.
Right.
Nero. Number one, Nero married himself to 2 men.
Right.
Number 2, they said he would have these big orgies and parties where they would have sex all day and night and feast on pigeon brains.
Wow.
Yeah, they would eat pigeon brains.
The animalistic nature of Esau,
the man would just have all kinds of sex with horses and little boys.
Yeah.
And all kinds of, them Caesars was off.
Right. When Esau get into his real nature, something in the spirit came out recently with this actor. His name is Armie Hammer. Right. And they went into, somebody ratted him out. This woman, I guess, that he was dealing with on the side outside of his wife, was saying, he's getting too weird. He was telling her fantasies about how he want to cut her toe off and put it in his pocket, and he want to drink her blood.
He's so sick.
Yeah. So and this is supposed to be the upstanding actor, Armie Hammer. Right. I can't remember. He was in that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio about the FBI. J. Edgar Hoover. He played in that with J. Edgar Hoover. But they're saying like he has all these cannibal fetishes, and now his agent dropped him. He was supposed to do in a movie with J-Lo. That got canceled. All to levy back off that, it's like when you get into these Esau spirit, because now they got that DM spirit where if you DM in a rib or a woman, she exposes you. Now she's showing you all the little private stuff you said. You know.
Right, that internet is a trap.
Right.
Once you press that sin button,
it's a wrap.
You know what I'm saying? But
crushing them cookies.
Our man Uber. We stuck up for our man Uber.
Right, God.
Going back to Trump and Pence, it says and the scribes which came down from Jerusalem said he had Beelzebub, and by the prince of the devils casteth he out devils, and he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? That's basically what's going on. Because Mike Pence is the damn devil, and oh, that's my children's school. Because Mike Pence is the damn devil,
right?
And Trump is the devil,
right?
It says, and if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand,
right?
And if a house, right, that's basically one of their houses, the U.S. Capitol. That's one of their houses of government. All right, it says, be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. They rolled up in there while they was having a damn congressional meeting.
Right.
And they had one of the I think a young Hispanic Capitol officer, she was saying like, yo, when y'all say front line, we literally had to make like a human chain,
right,
and block them on the front line,
right?
Or she said a few more minutes, they would have got to some of them politicians.
Right.
She said we literally had to make a chain and block them.
Right,
She's like, we was literally on the front line.
Right.
All right, reading on, it says, and if a house, the White House, the government, the Capitol, all right, the house of the government, be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but have an end.
Right.
So how could you say it's not prophecy?
Right.
Even I was telling you right there. If he rise up against himself and destroy himself, how can he survive? He's got an end. He's going to come to an end.
Right.
If you got the president basically putting a hit and an assassination on the vice president, that's a kingdom that's not
right.
All right, so I don't know how a brother would say that it's not prophecy. They just want to be on some other doctrine level and just break things down. So
right, some brothers want to be, you know, have that omnipotence and be so deep because I got the real information. But some of it is self-explanatory.
Right, that's plain right there.
Yeah, make it plain.
Make it plain.
Make it plain like old Judite ministers say, man. Make it
Revelation
plain.
18.
Right.
It's right there in black and white.
Right.
It's not hard. You don't need a deep breakdown. You don't need 10,000 precepts to go with it, even though you can get them.
Right.
You know, as many scriptures to show you Esau's fall, but I mean, I don't know how you can say that when it's plain. Yahweh made it plain as day.
Right.
He said, if this kingdom be divided against itself, it cannot stand. It's going to come to an end. So that's prophecy within itself.
This is what it is too. Sometimes it's not that your official microscopic breakdown is not true, right? But sometimes you can explain it the easy way or the hard way. You want to get every nook and cranny of something. You could do a 6-hour explanation on something. Right. But some things is just like, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's how the elders taught us. That's one thing I can say. Like, yo, just get to the point, brother. That's what it means. Right. Let your yea be yea and your nay be nay. Right. You can go through every word and get the Greek and the Hebrew. Right. Well, technically what that means, but on the surface, like a brother, Shalom, a brother was asking me about a scripture. Right. All right, brother asked me about a scripture in Colossians, and I sent the brother one precept. I said, that's what it means. Right. That's the precept to it, to link it up. So the brother was saying, the way I explained it to him, he said that's how he explained it to the men when he was teaching it, going over it. So the brother asked me, should I have went into more? I was like, no, brother. Right. For what? You explained the scripture. You can microscopically, like you said, I like that word you used. Right. You can get microscopic with a damn scripture and break it down to the most infinite understanding that you can get, but on the surface, listen, if you in camp and you need a head chopper or you got to get right to the point, that's what it means. That's it. Now you want to sit there for the next 2 hours and get something deeper out of it? Fine. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Most High said. Write the vision and make it plain upon table. Right. Some things gonna be more of a mystery. Or like, even when I learned all the parables, right? When I learned all the parables, when you know, I think I asked about, when I first came in, I asked about 2 or 3 of the parables. I asked, matter of fact, one class, Brother Nate was teaching. Brother Nathaniel Seven from IUIC, he was teaching. That's when he was all in One West. No, I think he was in the house of David. And I asked for a breakdown for a couple of parables. Right. And the brothers, they broke the parables down. And when they broke them down, it was really like self-explanatory. But they, you know, they went to the precepts and this means that and that, or whatever the case may be. And I think another class I was in, my trooper program leader, I asked him, it was like about 3 parables. Some of the other ones I kind of figured out.
Right.
Or the brothers, they just happened to teach a class on them, and I got the breakdown of that parable. But I asked about 2 or 3, and when they broke, I was like, oh, okay. But it was basically like basic understanding.
Right.
When they went to the precepts, I was like, okay, that's what it means. So for you to say this is not prophecy, brother, that means you got some kind of, like you said, some kind of other microscopic breakdown for the scripture when it's that simple. It's
you can use your human body as an example. Right. You can explain to somebody, I got 2 feet, 2 legs, 2 arms, a torso, and a head.
Right.
Or you can say, I'm made up of certain molecules. I'm a carbon-based organism which is all true too, but I'm 2 feet, 2 arms, 2 legs, a heart, and a body. You know what I'm saying? Two of them could be right, but the plain one, it just gives me the better understanding. You can go into your organism, the blood cell count. I have 9 million white blood cells running through my, which is true, but it's just too much information.
Milligrams of melanin.
Right. If you went to the intricacy breakdown of your body, it'll be like, it'll make your head so you can sit there for 12 hours telling you every little inch that's in your body, every white blood cell, red blood cell, your spleen, your organ, you know, the digestive juices that's in your, you can get down to the microscopic, but you're a physical, you're a physical body.
Right, that's what
to make it plain.
Right, the human body.
The human body, you know?
What I'm saying? So, you know, like I was saying, even with the parables, you know, the different, I think all 3 of them, I asked about 3, I believe. I think all 3 of them was broken down from different teachers. I know one was Brother Nathaniel. And the other 2 was my trooper leader and another general that was teaching. But either way, my point being, I say all that to say, when I read them, I kind of understood them on a surface level because it was plain. But then I was like, well, what exactly? I don't want to lean on my own understanding. So I said, I'm going to ask, you know, I'm going to put in my question, you know, what scriptures you brothers would like for the week, or, you know, next week, you put in your lesson this week and we'll get to it next week or the following week, whatever. So I said, you know, can you break this parable down? Can you break and then, shalom, brother. All right. When they broke it down, I understood it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, that makes sense, but it was easy to be understood. Now, but like I said, brothers had to go to precepts and different things like that. But when they went to the precepts, it made sense. So the bottom line is, you know, you can get deep. You can get deep with scripts. Don't get me wrong. But it's like Israel will more so use that, you know. The only conclusion I could come to is a brother saying this is not prophecy, and this is not the fall of Esau's kingdom, then you got some other kind of other breakdown to explain Esau's downfall and the fall of this world. If that's not, that's just something that happened, okay, then it's like you saying that the Most High is not in control of everything. Because if the Most High is in control of everything, how is it just something that just happened? You can't acknowledge that the Most High is allowing these things to happen because this is the end of Esau's kingdom. All right, this is Revelation 18:4. All right, and it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive, Revelation 18:2, and he cried mightily with a strong voice saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, is fallen. Like ancient Babylon fell, modern day America, this modern great Babylon is going to fall. And what did Trump say? Make America great again. Make Babylon great again. You know what I'm saying? That's what he really saying. Make Rome great again. You know, it says, and it's become the habitation of devils. And that's what you see. That like clearly with this Trump impeachment trial, you could clearly see the white man's the damn devil. Esau is the damn devil. You can see from this damn this Trump impeachment. And the main thing is what shows they the devil is because they'll do that to their own. They devilish amongst themselves. So imagine what they do to us. You know, we see, of course, you know what they do to us, but they even, I'm looking like, you know, it's all prophecy and we loving it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm looking like, damn, if like I brought out earlier, if I had to judge it from a standpoint of if we had to judge it from a standpoint of a criminal trial or this criminal justice system, that man Trump need to be hung, man.
God.
Remember, they made a makeshift gallows.
Right.
And they was like, hang Mike Pence.
Yeah,
hang Mike Pence.
God.
Hang Mike Pence. That man, Trump need to be hanged, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
treason. Back in the day, it would have been. That's called treason. They would have hung him on treason. Insurrection and treason.
Insurrection and treason, yeah. And that's what, to add insult to injury, they had one of the main the capital the managers for the impeachment is a black woman. I think her name is Stacey Plaskett.
Oh yeah, Plaskett. Yeah.
She was going
in.
And she was bringing that evidence out. Playing them audios. I mean, all of them did good. That evidence is overwhelming, man. I mean, if I was on a jury, I'd be like, yo, it's
a wrap.
I don't even waste my time with the defense argument. It's a wrap. It's so much evidence, but when you check it out, they got a black woman up there. So I know that's pissing the white supremacists.
Right. That's even that's getting in their chest.
That's getting in their chest. They got this nigger woman trying to convict our president. Because you know, to them bugged out Edomites, and Trump is still the president. You know what I'm saying? So this is it says the habitation of devils and the cage, and the hole of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. All right, the unclean and hateful birds are the other nations. All right, it's the cage and it's every foul spirit. Even just New York, man. Every time I come back here, it's bugged out. Niggas trying to bite Eve eye out.
God.
You know what I'm saying? They had some Jake. There was two Jakes, man, performing a sexual act. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm even gonna say what they was doing.
That was the one when the man was eating something?
Yeah.
He was eating groceries, man.
It was not good.
I saw that. That thing made my stomach turn.
How Tariq said, "Bussy."
Yeah.
Man, brother.
He was.
I can't even describe.
He was eating a back seat, man.
Yo, Ed. Yo, I said, what the hell?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you see all these young Jakes, like we was bringing out before, all these young Jakes on drugs, or they bugged out, or they got spirits on them, and I'm like, damn, brother, he like 21, Remember before, you might see more so older Jakes,
always
jacked up.
The young
like
Jakes was selling it,
Yeah. Now these young Jakes are,
stupid,
yo, yeah, you know what I'm saying? All kinds of foul spirits here, But the Most High said, look, this is modern day Babylon.